So, a summer starting several months before the rest of the season. Transfers abound, probably far too many of whom have probably a questionable mental attitude. A fixture against a team I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Sounds about right. Welcome to Season 12. Hello, my name's Damien, I'm that Trucking Football Manager, and welcome back to the mighty Season 12 of the mighty Glasses United, the mighty Clarets, and the mighty Gibraltar. Mighty. Hope you're all doing very well indeed. I'm fine, thanks for asking. We finished off the rest of the season. I will quickly bash through what happened there. That's entirely the wrong button. Should we try again? Schedule, end of last season. Now, there was no point coming back. We were knocked out of the Rock Cup semi-final by College by 1-0. That's embarrassing. Then beat Europa Point 4-1 and Magpies 4-0. Meaning that we finished competitions, Gibraltar National League. Oh, it'd be so much easier if there's a way of just going last season. We finished comfortably third, 7 points ahead of College, 3 points, and only 3 points behind Lincoln. That's interesting. That's got to be our goal, overthrow Lincoln. We are admittedly 15 points behind Europa, so there's a little bit more work to do there. But you have to say, the losses that we lost, so to speak, I mean, we lost to Magpies, we dropped points against St. Joseph's and College. We could knock out those errors in our game. We could be close to Europa, and we've beaten Europa. So they're not completely indefatigable. It's theoretically possible. What I usually forget to do at this point is to tell you how the national team's getting on. We had a win against North Macedonia and a win against Haiti. I don't remember if I told you about that or not. I think I did. We then beat Central African Republic in a game I did not want to open the details of. And then we lost 4-2 at home to Syria. Now, Syria were a 55th, 60th ranked team, and we didn't look that bad. So we are starting to get there. Rankings-wise, we are up to a record 154th. Bearing in mind, we started at 192nd. A few wobbles, granted. That was probably the year that we played a really bad European qualifying. But we're generally on the up. There's a little spoiler on that page about a transfer, but if you've heard of Paul Owens, fair play to you. Apart from that, Robbie Mullen is now at Schalke. I don't remember if you know that or not, but he's been playing... No, he hasn't. Scratch that. Hold the line caller. He went to Schalke for 2.8 million quid, but then played 15 times in the Bundesliga. I still don't see it. He's not that good a left back. But there it is. I mean, obviously, he's way better than us. Don't get me wrong. He's obviously not going to play even for Europa. He's not good enough. Or we're not good. They're not good enough. Someone's not good enough. Oh, this was a good sentence when it kicked off. But I just don't see that player as being a Bundesliga starter. Tyrell Beckwith is at Getafe. Similar. I'm not certain I see this guy as being a La Liga starter. But never mind. 53 appearances and a goal for Getafe. Can't really argue with that. Those are the two big names. Galliano's at Europa, we know about him. Kurliovic is still at Lodz. And the fact that Kurliovic is fourth on the list says quite a lot, really, about how much further we still have to go. And again, we're in that sort of lull point. Because we've moved to Glasses, we are not able to bring in players that will improve. So we are relying on the AI managers of Lincoln and Europa to bring in players that will improve the Gibraltar national team. It's not gone so well so far. Some weird things happened in terms of reputations. The Gibraltar National League, how do I get to that page? That page, and then, yeah, that shot up the rankings to 49th. And I can only assume it's because of that we're getting 3 million quid over the course of a year for TV revenue. I don't know if everyone else is getting that as well, but we are. That was a big surprise. That's never happened before. Maybe it's because we're now a top 50, which puts us above the Swedish Premier Division, actually, the Superettan. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, no, the Allsvenskan is the Swedish Premier Division. The Superettan is the Swedish Championship. We are slightly better than the second division of Swedish football, slightly better than the third tier of German football, but not quite as good as the second tier of Croatian football. There's some distance yet to run. But what interested me is that despite that reputation boost, we have lost ground in the European coefficients. I'm not going to go try and dig that menu out, but basically we've now dropped back down to the point at which we only get first round rather than second round qualifying for the Europa Conference, which is deeply disappointing. It's probably due to the fact that Europa haven't been very good the last couple of years. In fact, if we look at them, what they did last year. No, what am I even clicking on? Senior squad, there we go. So they are just still in the Champions League. They beat Fehérvár of Hungary. Just. Beat them 3-0 in the first leg, and then very nearly, well, yeah. They are one each with an Icelandic team that sounds a little bit like what happens when you vomit. Apologies if there are any supporters that I've just insulted your team. But, you know. A 1-1 draw at home. They've got to go away to that. I feel like it's unlikely. But they've gotten past the first qualifying round of the Champions League for the first time in a while. No, I was looking at what they did last year, wasn't I? There we go. Champions League, Conference League Group D. They did get through and then get absolutely smashed by Zenit St. Petersburg, which is fair enough. You do tend to get smashed when you play Zenit St. Petersburg. And they lost to us in the middle of it as well. Bless. Well, no wonder they lost to us there. That's ruined my day. I was sitting there going all proud of myself that we beat Europa. They were between two games against Zenit St. Petersburg. Of course they weren't playing their first team. But anyway, so long and short of it is that the National League's coefficient points have dropped. So we are now only getting first qualifying round again, unless we happen to win the league. Seems unlikely. But having said all that, what about those transfers, folks? A fair few. 31, 32, and then we go to start with released players. We've kicked a few more out, and when I say a few, I mean a lot. Jack Hollis was the weird one where he was almost good enough, but not quite. But with finishing a 3 as a striker, you're not quite good enough. Harrison Heath. He was a good centre mid, but he was also very old. He's gone to be St. Joseph's assistant manager. Sam Hart, bless him, still thinks... Oh, he did get a job as St. Joseph's left back. Again, just too old. Good player. Joe Ridley just wasn't quite in the team enough. Sam Yo was not really good enough. He was actually dropped to the reserves when we only had 3 centre-halves. That's how bad he was. Danny Taylor, left midfielder we never used. Greg Roberts. John Morton. Yep, we've got to the bit where we're not going to describe him anymore. Jake Brooks, who had excellent finishing, by the way. 16 finishing, 11 composure. Beautiful. Can't do anything else. But, you know, if he happens to be standing on the penalty spot, he'll do all right. Ben Allinson, What a Mohawk. Geordie Thomas. Joe Cohen. Michael Turner. Dean Evans. Martin Gravosti. Rob Lamb. Richie Parks, Adam Anderson, and Greg Simpson. Simpson was the one that kicked off at me at the end of the season, or the beginning of the season rather, because I signed somebody else. And he never recovered from that particular disappointment. No one else has left the club that I'm aware of. So, arrivals. 2032. So, Ronaldo Taraj. He was released by Lincoln, and I thought, I'm having some of that. Good solid player, not the very best, but he's a good solid player. We've used him for Gibraltar enough times now. We did have him at Europa for a while. He wasn't quite the grade at Europa, but he'll be the grade here, no problems at all. As we say, he was at Lincoln for a long time, 40 grand to Europa, played bits of 3 seasons, then went back to Lincoln and played bits of 2 more seasons. Hopefully this can sort of reinvigorate, because not the best average ratings over the last couple of years. We'll see what we can do with him. Pace is okay, natural fitness is good. He's not a bad footballer, really. I'm glad to have him here. It's a sign that we're improving. Adam Stevens, we knew was coming in. He is coming from somewhere. Mons Calpe, that was it. We spotted him before. Fairly determined look. 15 determination. Just saying. A good solid centre mid, as far as I'm concerned. He's only 23. He will improve with determination like that. Maybe not massively, but he'll improve a bit. But passing 14, technique 14, vision 13. He is a good, solid playmaker, and we've needed one of them for a while. A Mons Calpe player ever since he was released by Derby County. Briefly on loan to St Joseph's. I don't understand why the loan's going in that direction, because St Joseph's are the better team, but never mind. And yeah, that's Adam Stevens. Harry Johnson, we've had him on loan for the last 2 years. He was released by Europa. I thought, let's just make him permanent. Why not? Low determination, determination 5. You're welcome, Gary. But he's been good for us. Like, I don't really understand where it comes from, because the stats say he shouldn't be. But 11 in 25 for us is not a bad return. Really isn't a bad return at all. And for free, I don't see why not. Simply put, 160 quid a week. It's not that much money. Not on our wage budget. We might as well have him as an option. Connor Eastham, backup goalkeeper. We have kicked Garfield down to reserves. We're trying to get rid of him. No one wants him. Eastham is quite happy to come in as a backup. 40 quid a week. He is a better backup than Wes Garfield. Lincoln player for years. Not played a lot of football for Lincoln, if we're being honest, but did play half of last season, so that's something. Like I say, good but not great goalkeeper. It's exactly what we needed, really, because we've still got Blackmore, who's a very good goalkeeper. Into this season, Gary Griffin. Low determination, 5 points. Go on, chuck that vomit react in there, Gary. But 9 heading, 9 marking, 11 tackling. Positioning could be better. Physicals are all nearly there. 120 quid a week for a 21-year-old. I'll give him a shot. Like I say, free, released by Europa. Never played once for the first team. That might even be my fault. Went on loan to the Hound Dogs and played 14 times for them. Didn't even play for the reserves for Europa. So he might not be the one, but if he's not, who cares? He's easy enough to get rid of. Kai Dover is better. Resilient, 17 determination. Take that vomit react back, sir. Pace 11, jumping reach 18. He's 6'2". He can jump high. He can head it a bit when he gets there. Marking, tackling, both good. Positioning solid. A 22-year-old Guyanese. Me neither. Well, I know what Guyana is, but still. Arsenal once upon a time, but 3 full seasons for Braintree. I mean, look at that. 43 games, 42 games, 34 games. He's not going to know what to do with himself when he plays for a team of an 18-game season. But you can't argue with this guy. Solid centre-half. Bought him in for free. Paul Owens, the 26-year-old centre-mid. Determination 16. Just saying. Ball in midfielder. We won't play him. We've been playing him there. Honestly, this one's cover. No question about that. We are paying him a lot of money. But there will come a point we need to put a defensive-minded centre midfielder in rather than a playmaker. And this is that man right there. Physicals are all solid. Mentals are all solid. Technicals, marking, tackling, both very good. Comes from Ards in the Northern Irish second tier, I think. Yes, maybe. Because they've got 2 different leagues called Premiership. I can't remember which one's which. Once upon a time, a Norwich City boy. But an Ards. And he'll be useful as a holding midfielder. No question. Mitch Roberts is a centre-half who fancies himself in any other position, but no one else does, it would appear. Reasonably mentally strong, but 10, 10, 9 in the defensive stats. Jumping reach 12. Pace 8 could be better. But another good option. We knew we were very short on centre-halves, and we've got one now. Birmingham City boy who's been to Harrogate, York, Ebbsfleet and Woking. Again, playing in the English leagues. He's going to be delighted to only play 18 games a season, I would think. Stephen Sumner, sorry, that's an N. Sumner is another centre-half option. More of an option, this one. But again, we had to fill the ranks for defenders. Jumping reach, strength, pace is all right even. Mental stats are all solid. Heading's good, marking's good, tackling's good. It's nice to know we are in the place now where we can actually sign a more complete player. Rather than getting abuse off my followers, Gary, for signing players with poor mental stats but good physical ones. Wigan Athletic boy who went to Port Vale, then Ashton United. That's a plummet, isn't it? Holy smokes. But good solid player, a good option back there, no question. And let's face it, we get players suspended a lot. We're going to be using these guys. Dave Woods is a striker. Technically could be stronger, but Physically and mentally, he's gorgeous. Love this man. Determination 17. We're getting there. First touch of 11. Yeah, finishing a 5. That's an issue. Don't want to argue about that. But he's gonna get himself into positions, and he's gonna appear and take a lot of chances. If he misses many of them, that sucks. He's composed. He just literally can't shoot. But I think the weirdest thing I've ever said as a player of this game is a striker who can't finish isn't the end of the world. Because he's got so much else about his game. A Fulham boy who went to South Shields and played 3 full seasons wherever the hell South Shields is. Northeastern League, I guess. And finally, Kevin Heim, Folkestone boy, centre forward. A little bit weaker, but another cover option. I did notice that our forwards options, as much as we've got many of them, none of them were desperately good. So we have improved there. 600 quid a week is more than I wanted to pay. But Notts County to Folkestone, where he played 3 full seasons in, what, the Kent and Isthmian League, maybe? Don't know. Again, a reasonably good option, I would say. And we got there, folks. We're through. We did them all. What's that? 18 minutes and 28 seconds later. Minus a little bit of editing. Holy smokes. So we're going to go to Turkey. That's who we're playing, by the way. We are playing... Wrong season. İttifak Holding Konyaspor. That was easier to say than I thought it was. Let's just look for a minute at the fact that they have a stadium with 37,800 seats, £153 season tickets, and 15,795 people buying them. They are so far out of our league, it's not even funny. We are going to get slaughtered. In fact, on the assumption that we are going to get slaughtered, I'll probably only show you the first leg, just so you can see some of these new players. Everyone thinks we're going to get absolutely battered. If we do win this one, we will go to the next round, which has already been drawn. And we would play either Dila Gori of Georgia or Bangor City of Wales. And I feel like either of those are a much easier task. So if we can fluke our way past Konyaspor, we've got a chance. But we probably can't. Quick look into the second qualifying round. The other teams that we need to look at have got opponents. They have. There's no arguing with that. Why is it so hard to find them? Lincoln are playing WSG Tyrol of Austria. College 75 are playing Sudjeska of Montenegro. And Weir Glasses. And that's 3, isn't it? 3 of them, 1 in the Champions League. Yeah. So that's who we need to keep an eye out on. I'd like to think in both cases they could do a job against their opponents. Maybe Lincoln might struggle against Austrian opponents. But surely College 75 can beat some Montenegrins. But probably not. Opposition structure. Not going to do that. Right. Stevens isn't registered because we struggled badly to get players in. So we're going to put... Possibly we're going to put... Not Dave Woods. Who is it? Who am I even thinking of? What's the name of that defender who can do the defending? Was it you? It's amazing how bad my memory is for these things. We'll swap those 2 over, and we're actually going to, next match only, turn this man into a ball-winning midfielder defend. And in fact, Woods, if you want, you can be an advanced playmaker attack, rather than a centre-mid attack. That sounds like fun, doesn't it, folks? Let's do that. So Blackmore will be in goal with Forrest, Hobbs, Dover and Somerville along the back 4. Woods and Owens in the middle. Taraj and Rickard on the wings. Eaton and Coker up front, really? We can do better than that, can't we? We have got registration issues. Basically, quite a few of these players came in very late in the day. So we haven't been able to register, particularly Heim and... I was able to register one of the strikers, whose name has already escaped me. Seriously? How bad is my memory? I've gone completely. Heim was one of the strikers. Who was the other one? Come on, let's go find him. Hold the line, caller. Your call is important and will be answered in the order received. Dave Woods. Oh, I see. It wants to play him as a centre mid. That's why I can't find him, because it's put him in centre mid and I got confused easily. We don't want to do that, do we? Do we? No. We want to put Woods up front instead of Coker. And play him as a pressing forward attack. And then take Coker out the side and bash in Ferguson. Yes? Yes. Yes. Let's do that. So what I just said, but different. Okay? Okay. We're going for this. That's the side. We are going to go and get absolutely slaughtered in Turkey. 8 players need squad numbers. Connor Eastham. I can't give him number 1. Why can't I give him number 1? Because the season hasn't started yet. Because we're so far before the beginning of the season, the option to remove last season's squad numbers doesn't exist. So, Connor Eastham have 13. Kai Dover can have 4. Mitch Roberts can have 25. Steve Sumner can have 6. Taraj can have 7. Owens wants 17. Hard lines caller. Number 19 for you. Woodsy can have number 10. Harry Johnston can have number 21. They can, but believe me, 23 minutes and we haven't started playing any football yet. First one of the season's always fun, isn't it, folks? And the annoying thing is we're probably going to get slaughtered here, and then it's going to be another 6 months of playing through a transfer window. Just to... I'm not talking about Jordan Hopper. Yeah, very, very good team. Yeah, cool, right. Look at that stadium. Can we have one? We can only hope by the fact that they haven't got a squad number below 30 that maybe they're playing a really weak side. You think? We can get slaughtered at home instead. Like I say, if we do get absolutely hammered, or indeed, if we happen to absolutely hammer them, then we won't bother with the second leg. Neither's actually looking likely just at the minute. Akif, centre half, short free kick to... Oh, I'm going to have to be careful with some of these words, aren't I? Oh, Ragib Halit Eken turns Owens inside out and tucks it in. Blackmore doesn't react either, and we're 1-0 down after 13. That looked a little easy, didn't it, folks? Like, Dover should be there and then just get shredded. Owens comes battling back but doesn't get there. Blackmore, the ball's not that far away from him, really. If he'd just sort of fallen over in its general direction, he probably would have saved it. Let's go encourage. Yet to have a shot. We did play a butt ton of pre-season friendlies. None against anyone particularly good, just to get fitness up. And the fitness isn't in a bad place. Obviously, it's not helped, but it's annoying that the draw is this way around, to be honest with you. Firat surely was offside. Apparently not, and it goes for a corner. Mahir Samur. Big ball in, and it's a good header, and it's a solid save from Blackmore. We'll let him off for the other one now, because that was a goal-saving save. As they all tend to be, but you know what I mean. Demand a bit more. We've had a shot on target, folks. And to be fair, I'd even settle for going back 1-0 down. Yeah, you've been unlucky. Yeah, why not? I mean, a lot of you are playing quite badly, but that's not the point. You've been unlucky. We've got the ball, folks. Owens fires one long. It's not a good ball at all, and you can see why he's the defense-minded one. Firat. And maybe that's what we can't afford, to be fair. Maybe we can't afford to have a player who can't pass in the centre of the field. That is a gorgeous hit, but I feel like Blackmore's starting position wasn't all that. Is that just me? Am I being harsh? It's just a first impression that Blackmore started very far to the... Yeah, he's not in the right place. And we're 2-0 down just after the half. And I think it might just be time to revert to type. So we will bash that back to Poacher. We'll slide Woods back into centre midfield because he's quite happy back there. Interestingly, he's happy to be a ball-winning midfielder, really? I mean, he can't tackle. I don't think I want you to be a ball-winning midfielder. Be a playmaker. You be a centre mid attack. I'm literally just putting it back the way it was. And then Owens off for Coker. Ferguson off for Hawkins. Let's try that. It is interesting again to see that the centre midfielders who were 4, 4.5, even 5-star players last year are 3.5, 3 and even 2.5-star players this year. It is interesting to see that change so quickly. Let's face it, for me, not that mental a year, really. Taraj is broken. K can come on the wing, that's fine. And Kamor puts a cross in, and it's a penalty. Excellent. And I'm not even going to try. Mahir is taking a penalty. And it's tucked in the bottom corner. That was easy. And it is 3-0. And we have to accept that it's over, don't we, really? We're not going to make up 3 goals against this team. Blackmore does that thing that I absolutely hate, is the rotate on the spot goalkeeper dive. Let's demand a bit more. I think I pressed demand more. I'm not certain. Hammett sends it all the way back to the keeper. And obviously we are just a season or two too early to go deep in a European competition. It is interesting that it has been so difficult for us. Like last year obviously was a bit of a free hit. But we've gotten a difficult draw this year, no question. But we were getting into group stages very quickly with Europa. Eton buries one in the bottom corner. It's 3-1. That's a lovely finish, to be fair. Maybe like that second leg. Rest in peace, you guys who like a short video. F for the editor, please. But Hawkins' ball through. It's a lovely ball. Eton leaves Eraslan for dead. And it's very, very, very reminiscent of the goal for them in the first half, really, isn't it? 85th minute, 3-1. It's not distant enough for us to not play the second leg, is it? Maybe at home, a 2-0 win? Is that too much to ask for? Probably. Mujdat with the ball in. Somerville heads it away. Can we nick another? No, K won't get to that first. Akgun. Oh, Woods. Towards Eton. It's a poor ball. Very poor ball. He's the one who can pass. Kamal flicks it around to Iberk. And it's 4-1. And it's right on the cusp, isn't it? We're not going to win the second leg. But it's too close to say we're definitely not. We won't mess with the tactic from the off this time. We'll leave it exactly as it usually is. I mean, I thought you did all right, to be fair, but they didn't like that, so fine. Be like that, see if I care. What happened out there today? We did all right. Referee had a moment. Don't want to comment on their players, and go. Right, what happened with the other lot? The competitions. Why am I finding it so difficult to find the button I want these days? Who are we looking for? We're looking for Lincoln 1, Tyrrell 1, Sudieska 1, College 1. That's not horrific. Right, let's get to the other leg. Okay, so a few changes. Everything's back the way it used to be. Blackmore is in goal with Forrest, Roberts, Dover and Somerville along the back four. Hawkins and Wells Morrison in the middle. Eaton and Taraj on the wings with Woods and Rickard up top. So basically, we've taken a guy who usually plays up front and played him on the left wing. And taken a guy who usually plays on the left wing and played him up front. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm interested to see what happens. As you can see, I think it's already gone. But it will be interesting to see if we can at least win the match. That's what we're going for. I expect a win tonight. Do I? Time to exact revenge. Reap your Owengi! Vaguely niche reference. Stretch ourselves a bit more. 3 changes. Rotation is good. Mitch Roberts, he'll be fine. Yeah, he will. This is a slightly smaller ground. And the thing is, obviously I've improved the side. I mean, I say obviously. What do you think? Do you think I've improved the side? I think I've improved the side. Having some defenders makes it better. It will be interesting to see if we can just close that gap on Lincoln. Ideally overtake Lincoln. That's offside, surely. Dover fouls him. But it was offside to begin with. Apparently not. Oh, it was a dive. Excellent. It's a good thing they're diving when 4-1 up against a minnow. Great save by Blackmore. And somehow, despite diving to his right, puts it out for a corner behind the left post. Don't know how he's done that. Mahia Kamura. Probably means he was off his line. Just saying. Deep cross. Headed away well by Dover. Who I shall call Ben. Firat out wide to Kamura. And he was offside. Hey, the linesman is awake. Right, we're good. 3.5 minutes in. We've saved the penalty. Demand more. It turns out that a penalty is worth 0.84 of an XG, if you ever wondered. 20 minutes in. I mean, we could do with a goal fairly early on. We've got a corner. This could be the moment. Eaton, with said corner, drives it in. It's a good header, but it's away. Roberts, Forrest will come get it and find Roberts. Time and space. Has a go, and okay. Welcome to the side, Mr. Roberts. Who saw that one coming? Anyone? Nope, me neither. Hell of a hit from Roberts. Goalkeeper could probably have done better, don't get me wrong. But let's not argue. We're within 2 goals again. I mean, for the fact that the centre-half just drifted wide, I like that. That's total football. So I was like, centre-half is tracking back and chasing the ball, sees the left-back and goes, no, I'm going to take up a position on the wing. And then hits it. I'm happy with that. Like, okay. I won't be so happy with it next time when he puts it in the crowd or just gives it to the keeper and they score from the counter-attack. But never mind. In our stadium, we can't put it in the crowd behind that goal. Or indeed behind the other one. Utku. Well pressured by Eaton. They play their way out of danger. Kamal. Back to Utku again. And I like how much we're pressing. We are forcing them back. We're probably going to concede a goal any second now when they pick a hole in that pressure. But we've forced them all the way back to the keeper. It's flicked over the top. And here comes Kamal through one-on-one. As if by magic. It's off the post. And Somerville to Taraj. We are rather living on the edge here. Eaton to take another corner. Let's see if the exact same thing can happen again. No, Dover hits for Woodwork and Jack Wells Morrison brings it back to 4-3. I still don't believe, just for the record, I do not believe, but I believe more than I did like 10 minutes ago. It's a lovely cross. Dover desperately unlucky not to get the goal himself. Wells Morrison nearly has his head kicked off, but puts his face in there amongst the boots. And fair play. Also, can we talk about the fact that we haven't sold out for this tie? Because that's disgusting. Eaton's corner comes in and it's headed away. Eaton will go fetch, but he won't get there. Kamal, who's picked up an injury, thankfully, in front of Hammett. And this is not looking so good. Oh, it's a terrible finish. Somerville plays a suicidal ball that we get away with. It's flicked around the corner by Woods. Rickard drifts wide. Eaton over towards Taraj. He won't get there and it ends the highlight. Lewis Forrest is looking broken. Which is a bit of an issue because fullback's the one position I haven't really had a chance to strengthen yet. Firat to Ekan to Kamal. Hammett to Ekan again. And that's a great save by Blackmore. That, I mean, Blackmore's keeping us in it. Whether or not he caused us an issue last time out, I don't know. But Kamura with the cross in. Woods heads it away. Nobody out there to close down for us. Firat, now got a man on. Drives it across to Kuchuk, possibly? Utku to Kuchuk again. Utku over top to Hammett, who was onside. And that one hits the post. And if we get anything other than a smashing here, we do not deserve it. Half-time rolls around. Forrest is not in great shape. I'm going to go outstretched arms, delighted, keep it up. Forrest, what's the score with you, champ? Hampered by injury. Potentially a thigh. The left back is going to be Hobbs. That's not the right answer, is it? Let's be honest, but it'll have to do. I don't think anyone else improves the side, so we'll just go. And I will go looking for fullbacks. Eaton with yet another corner. Drives it in. Dover with the header. This time can't keep it down. .52 minute. Can we get one more? Well, they've got the corner this time. Kamura drives it in. And it's the bar this time, not the post. Hobbs heads it away well. Hammett to Kamura again. Hammett blocked well by Hawkins. Wood flicks it to Eaton. Back to Woods. Can we launch a counter? We've gone out wide. It looks promising, but the highlight ends. Blackmore to Dover. Somerville. To Taraj. Somerville again. Wells Morrison with the lift. Rickard won't win it there, though. I think I need to swap the winger and the forward back around, don't I? Roberts can't keep up with Hammett. He's through one-on-one, and it's a fantastic save by Blackmore. I think that's the next step, isn't it? Put those two back the way they were. Can we do that from there? No, I don't think we can. Can I just drag? Does that do it? No. We'll do that now. And possibly Hook. No, because Eaton's having a good game. Maybe put Woods there. Yes, that's better. And then we can hook Eaton later. Kamura with yet another corner. The corner count in this match must be silly. Headed off the line by Woods, and Eaton picks it up. Taraj, his last action as a left winger, Eaton, there to come back in. Taraj goes out wide. Rickard is in front. Can we get the ball across? It's a good win by Firat. Will it continue the highlight? We're getting on Mr. Scrabble, who I will not attempt to pronounce again. 65th. What can we do? Woods is in danger of being booked. That's promising. Kenny Coker. Go on then, son. Why not? And we'll leave the third sub in case of another injury, because I don't think anyone needs to come off desperately. Taraj isn't having a great game, if we're being honest. Hobbs throws to Rickard. Back to Hobbs. Down the line towards Rickard, he'll never win that race. Firat, though, is under pressure, fires it back to the keeper, and the keeper digs it out. Hobbs lifts it in. Eaton might be onside. Oh dear, what a miss. He was offside anyway, but holy smokes. 75th. Come on then, let's make that final change. Is it Taraj? He's also knackered. Harry Johnson or Zach K? Zach K can go out wide. There we go, let's do that. Also notice that Taraj is now a really good right winger. Do you remember I did that? Because he was a left inside forward and absolutely nothing else before I got my hands on him. I did that. Huge punt by Ilmore, and I thought we hired slightly faster defenders than we had, but apparently not. Blackmore with yet another save. By the way, his match rating now 8.9, which is just obscene. Kamura with the corner. In it comes. Dover heads it away again. He's been imperious back there. Iberk. Blocked away by Roberts. Kamura lifts it in and it's blocked away again. And Iberk Demirkol lifts it over Blackmore. He had to concede at some point, and that probably ends it, making it 5-3 in the tie. And it just went Blackmore was beaten too easily at his near post. Really? That's just cruel, saying something like that. He's recovering. Okay, he probably could have done better, but still. He's on an 8.9. Give the man a break. Chuck praise out there anyway. It might just upset them. It probably has. We'll go very attacking, because what have we got to lose, really? Dover. Out wide to Somerville. Down the line to K. Somerville again. Dreadful, dreadful ball. Never on in a million years. Hammett hits one and suddenly we're getting smashed again. That is spectacularly unfair, is what that is. Somerville with a suicidal pass. There's no pass on. There is no pass on in that situation. I would rather he'd pumped it out for a throw-in than done that. Even if the ball had made it through, by the way. I'm not just saying that because it went wrong. It was a stupid thing to do, and suddenly we're 6-3 down. We'll leave very attacking on. What's the worst that can happen? You can't say we don't deserve to lose it. Underdogs and gave it your best. Really? You've drawn 2 each with an excellent Turkish side. Let's go around and say, well, anyone above a 6-7 can have a handshake off me. Very happy with your performance tonight. Yeah, I've upset them all. Who cares anymore? Delighted with our performance, even doing a result. Well done, he deserves a goal. Mitchell Roberts had a great game. Yeah, cool. Right, other ties. Please get one of them through. Please. You've probably seen it before me at this point. I can't find any of them. He's got to be in there somewhere, right? Oh, Lincoln lost to Tyrrell by 3-1 on aggregate. Bother. College 75? College 75 second leg was at home, so it can't be playing now because we are. So we'll just go to whoops. Go to there. Two 2-0 winners against Sudjeska. What a result. Sorry, 2-1 winners on aggregate. I can't see numbers. So college are through. So we're slightly better than we were for last year in terms of aggregate, in terms of points already. That's what we need. 85.5 grand for playing in the tie. 299 grand for turning up. And Blackmore had a good game. My God, did he have a good game. And we'll be back for the start of the regular season, I guess. Not a lot more to talk about now. What was I about to go do? Finances. 1.1 million in the bank. That's only going up because we're getting this TV money every month. I'm going to wait until it gets to probably just about the start of the actual season, and then I'm going to ask for professional status. That's what I'm going to do. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I should warn you now, nice and early, that next week as you watch this, I'm going on holiday. I am going to attempt to front load some videos so that won't interrupt the schedule, but I have no guarantees on that front because I'm still working right up until we go. But I'll see what I can do. If videos start to go missing next week, that's why, and I apologise. But hey, you're not used to a regular schedule of me at the minute anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.